Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to our first video. Um, as the title of the video says, today we are going to talk about quadratic factorization. Now, quadratic factorization is basically applied on a quadratic equation. This is an example of an equation because it has an equal sign. But this equation is not quadratic. Reason being the power of x. So if you see the variable x here, the power here is 1. For a quadratic equation, the power of x, the maximum power of x has to be 2. For example, this is a quadratic equation because as you see, the power of x here is 2. Remember, the maximum power of x has to be 2 in order for an equation to qualify as a quadratic equation. This equation here, although has x squared in it, it does have x to the power of 2, but it's not a quadratic equation because it's got an even higher power of 3. So this is also not quadratic. Okay, so I hope we are all clear about what a quadratic equation is. And I can quickly repeat that a quadratic equation is one where the maximum power of x is 2. Now, all quadratic equations, almost all quadratic equations can be factorized. Let's have a look at an example. Y equals to x squared plus 6x plus 8. This is a quadratic equation because the maximum power of x here is 2. Okay, so how to factorize a quadratic equation? Basically, we have to write it in simpler form. So before I tell you about the technique and all, let me just tell you that if I want to factorize this, I will write x squared as it is. I will write the constant also as it is, but I will split 6x into two numbers like 4x plus 2x, bringing the signs down as they are. Please follow what I just did. So I split 6x into 4x plus 2x. Now, I could have also split 6x as 3x plus 3x, or 5x plus 1x, or 7x minus 1x. There are a lot of countless possibilities, but I split it into 4x plus 2x because 4x and 2x multiply to give 8. I did not split this into 3x plus 3x because 3 multiplied by 3 gives 9 plus 9. So let's establish a rule. Factorizing a quadratic equation requires you to break the middle term. The middle term is, as the term suggests, the middle term is the one in the middle. It's the one with x. It's the one written with x. Okay, so we have to break the middle term in quadratic factorization. In the above example, you guys saw that I broke 6x into 4x plus 2x because that gave me 8. What will I do here now? For instance, I have this as the quadratic equation. Remember, this is a quadratic equation because the highest power of x is 2. Okay, so now if I want to split 10x, I have many options. I could split this as 2x plus 8x. but 2 times 8 is not 9. So this is the wrong option. Now let's split 10 in another way. Let's split 10 as 5x plus 5x. This is also the wrong option because 5 into 5 is not 9. So the right answer here is 9x plus 1x, because 10 can be split as 9x plus 1x, and 9 times 1 is 9. So 9x plus 1x is the correct way to break the middle term. So what I do now is I'll write x squared plus 9x plus 1x plus 9. Okay, so if you think you're clear about how to break the middle term, then only listen to what I have to say next. Otherwise, please stop the video and look at the above examples once more, or leave your question in the comment and I'll be happy to help. Now, the next step, once we've broken the middle term, is to pair is to make pairs. So pair का मतलब है, pair means to make two groups. So in the first group, you have to see what is common. X squared plus 9x has x common in it. If I take x common, it basically means I have to divide both terms with x. So I'll divide this and this with x. Remember, whatever you take common means the number or the variable that has to divide with both the terms. So if I divide x squared with x, I'll end up with x, plus if I divide 9x with x, I'll end up with 9. Now let's do the same with the other part. Let's take something common from 1x plus 9. Since there's no number common between 1x plus 9, we'll only take 1 as common. So remember, when there's nothing common, you can just take 1 as the common element. Now 1 common means that you divide both of them with 1, and essentially nothing happens and you're left with x plus 9. The final step of quadratic factorization is to look at these two groups, the two pairs that we had, and let's see what is overall common now. As you can see, we have x plus 9 and x plus 9 common. So we'll write it once, and what should be left is this. Since I took x plus 9 common, I'll divide both sides with x plus 9, and I'm left with x plus 1. Here you go. The quadratic factorization of this question that I'm going to highlight, x squared plus 10x plus 9, is complete. Let's have a look at another example to further clarify our understanding of quadratic factorization. And remember, this is basic quadratic factorization. Once you get the hang of it, then I will follow up with some complicated or perhaps different examples in my next video. So if I have x squared plus 12 at the end and 8x here. Now remember, I have to factorize this. How do I factorize this is as follow. The technique still remains the same, that I have to break the middle term, which is 8x. And remember, the middle term is the one jiske saath, the one which has x written with it. So a way to split 8 is 2x plus 6x. Another way could be 7x plus 1x. And there are many other ways like 10x minus 2x. The correct option for us would be 2x plus 6x, because 2 times 6 is 12. Since this is the correct option, let's write the other parts of the equation as they are. So it'll be x squared plus 2x plus 6x plus 12. I've just brought down x squared and 12 as they were. Since the middle term has been broken, since I've broken 8x into two parts, what I need to do is I need to make pairs and then I need to decide what is common in each pair. So in the first pair, x squared plus 2x, x is common. Now, since x is common, I'll divide both terms with x. Remember, whatever we take common, basically that has to divide with the terms. So if I divide x squared with x, I'm left with x alone. So x plus 2x over x is 2, plus 6x plus 12 is the next pair that we made. 6 would be common there, and I have to divide both 6x and 12 by 6. When I do that, I'll be left with 6x over 6, which is x, plus 12 over 6, which is 2. Since the common part is now completed, look at the overall thing and see what is being repeated. As you can see, x plus 2 is being repeated. So I'll take that common, and I will then divide both the terms with x plus 2. I'm talking about this term and this term. Now these cancel out and we're left with x plus 6. Here you go. And the question is now complete. For more examples and slightly complicated questions, do check out my second video, which will be available on my channel. Thank you for watching.